Hey, what's going on YouTube? PB the Fox here with the Ravnica Historical Society. Welcome back to the channel. We've got another great video for you today, and we are going to jump right in. If you didn't see yesterday, there was a big announcement for Historic. We'll take a peek at this right away. Tybalt's Trickery is banned, Memory Lapse is suspended, and Brainstorm is officially banned. But there are also some digital reworks that we'll talk about in a second. We're finally getting back our rare wildcards from Brainstorm. That's great. I expect it to be another couple of months before we get our cards back from Memory Lapse, but this card should have just been banned immediately. I've been complaining about it for a while. It really shouldn't be in the format. It's just too good. It should be Mana Leak before it was this card. We have Quench, which is a crappier Mana Leak. I'm glad to see this gone. It will not come off the suspended list. We'll be getting our rare wild cards for that soon enough. Tybalt's Trickery, kind of interesting. They talk about it down here. Basically, with Throes of Chaos, they just hate playing against the deck. I never see it. I'm pretty sure it's only a best of one thing, but whatever. I'm not sad to see it go. It's a dumb card. It probably should have never been printed. Memory Lapse, gotta go, blah, 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 blah. Brainstorm has been suspended. They feel like the format's better off without it. I guess I have to agree, so it's gone. Especially with Delver, Brainstorm shouldn't be in the format. Now, the interesting thing, 5 digital-only cards are being rebalanced. Davriel's Withering and Davriel Soulbroker's third ability now only affect target creature and opponent controls. Faceless Agent becomes a 2/2. Sarkhan's second ability is a +1. Let's see if we can actually... There we go, so the old one. Target creature perpetually gets -1/-2. Now it's target creature and opponent controls. Basically, they wanted to get rid of the interaction. This one too, right? Target creature -3/-3. Now it's target creature and opponent controls. It's cool that they can straight up patch these cards since they're digital only. They wanted to get rid of the interactions with Vesperlark, which we just saw that post a few days ago where somebody made like top 100 with a Vesperlark deck. It looked really fun. I wanted to build it, and then this got nerfed, so we're not going to be building that deck. I guess I see it. I didn't think the Vesperlark combo was a huge problem, but apparently people really had an issue with the draws. Yeah, that can easily result in a draw, so whatever. I mean, it is kind of a pretty powerful thing, kind of scary to have in the format. I wish it would have been safer, but honestly, it sort of seems like maybe 70% as strong as Tainted Pact, so I don't see this as a huge issue. Like, this card, like, it already wasn't playable anyway, right? It was only for the combo, so they're just getting rid of the combo. That's fine with me. Faceless Agent was basically made to fill out any tribal deck, so it's just becoming a 2/2, no big deal. They talk about Shiv, or Wanderer to Shiv here, how the 0 to conjure a Shivan Dragon was just never getting used, because honestly that's pretty bad. So giving it a +1, I still don't think it's going to be very good, but that might not be for Historic so much as other formats like Brawl and whatever. Interesting, at least I agree that it being a +1 is pretty safe there. Subversive Acolyte getting kind of a lot of changes. So its base is a 2/3, and it's only a colorless here, or a generic here, instead of a double black. You still pay 2 and pay 2 life to change it into either +1/+2 is now changing into +1/+1 human, so it's a little bit smaller. Or the +3/+3 Phyrexian is now a +3/+2 Phyrexian. So, but with that toughness here, it's basically added onto the front half of the card rather than having to pay for it. Again, I don't know of anything that actually played this card. Competes too directly with Gifted Aetherborn for black decks looking for defensive things. Yeah, it does, so whatever. Interesting. The big one here, though, is that Davriel's Withering is not banned, right? But the combo's dead, and then Memory Lapse is gone. And Tybalt's Trickery, if you played best of one, probably a big thing there too. We'll open a couple packs before we jump onto the ladder. Some cool changes though. I didn't expect that announcement yesterday. Ooh, that's the first one. And okay, there we go. 28.9%. Ooh, Bloodthirsty Adversary. We've got a couple of those. Still haven't even collected 30% of the set yet, but that's okay. Traditional, Historic, Ranked with blue-white auras. Here we go. How is everyone's Thursday going so far? Let me know in the chat if you are watching our live premiere. I'll be in there. I'm super excited for that later. Well, it's later for me, but it's now for you. Or it was in the past for you. YouTube is weird. I'm so used to streaming that I often reference right now to YouTube, but right now is typically many hours or even days in the future. But regardless, this hand is terrible, and that doesn't change. Yeah, this hand's good. Keep. Since we have, I think Doggy is the one that goes. I think Doggy is the one that goes. There's an argument to ship this one since we have double Doggy. But in the blind game, in the game 1 here, I'm going to do it like this. Interesting. That land is pretty good for us. Makes this hand real smooth. Blue-white, huh? In that case, we play the Spirit Dancer and we send over the puppy. It might have been worth shocking ourselves to try to get double blue next turn. What? Oh, people are like... I've run into control decks this morning because people apparently really... Wait. Oh, I clicked the wrong thing. Shit. People really want to play Memory Lapse before it's gone forever. That's okay. I'm so used to playing it tapped that I goofed. That's okay. That's okay. Pfft. That's kind of funny. Anger of the Gods is pretty bad here. And they can't even play it. Doink. There you go. Resolves. I guess, right? We play this. I'm gonna start... It's control, right? So I need... this? Take action. That's fine. Are we gonna make this thing huge? No, it's huge enough. That's a lot of damage. That's 6 and a card, right? We get back our Loris here. Well, we grab our Loris here. Which means that basically our opponent has one turn to do something huge. Teferi's not good enough. As long as we have 2 creatures on the board, Teferi's not good enough. We're in a very strong position. Opponent shocks to play Teferi, that's fine. Tucks our core Spirit Dancer. Maybe just draws a card, I don't know. Nope. Yeah, this is not good enough. At all. Why not, you all ask? Because Teferi dies.
I'll have a better plan next time.
Lurrus comes down. We play a land. We play the puppy dog. We can even play Sentinel's Eyes on the Lurrus. And that's that. Opponent doesn't have enough cards. Not even close to flipping Azcanta. Ooh, what was that? A Wrath or something? Yeah. Still pretty not good enough.
Time is much more malleable than people think.
Still pretty not good enough. We're gonna put... No, we need to hold the blue open. So dog goes there. Vanguard goes there.
How long do you want to wait for?
We play Vanguard number 2. Really put some pressure on the board. Like, our opponent can play a land and then a Wrath around the Spell Pierce, which is annoying. I'm hoping for triple Teferi. Unholy Heat. Not sure about that. Opponent's probably on 13. Well, it's potentially on 13 with another Lightning Helix. I'm good. What the hell was that? Oh, Foretold. Okay, that's fine. It's Doomscar, right? Yeah, it's Doomscar. Since I'm not countering Doomscar... we come over for a big chunk of life. Hopefully we draw a blue land. No. We end the turn. No need to play out our cat into a Doomscar. Plays the Helix, then concedes. Okay. La da 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 da. Let's see. These can go away for these. Spell Pierce is very strong. We can get rid of like one All That Glitters and one Staggering Insight. Maybe even two Staggering Insights. And that's it, really, right? We can actually take out the tunnel, bring a Vanguard back in. I like the Vanguards. Like, these are okay. Yeah, they're better. I mean, really the only time I'm doing this... no, the Vanguards are actually pretty good. Let's do this. We'll bring in one Cerulean Drake. These need to survive Wraths. Kind of more than they need to be untargetable. It's hard, right? Because they're playing Unholy Heat. So I'm willing to bet that all of their targeted removal is red. I mean, that's pretty much the only way it can be. So shutting down their targeted removal with Cerulean Drake is good. Tithe Taker... Would I rather have Tithe Taker or Cerulean Drake? I guess Tithe Taker's pretty good. As long as we've got these vetoes, this is strong. I could take out the All That Glitters for 2 more Cerulean Drakes, maybe? I like that. Just having the second creature to deal with the Teferi is really, really strong. As long as we can have something to attack back when they play a Teferi and minus it, we're pretty favored. Yeah, I'll keep this, even though it's not good. On the draw, it's fine. That's real, real good. So this thing's getting burned out, but whatever. We were ready for this. It basically attacked for 2. We got the fire trucks already. It's 11 a.m. here. Sure. This is getting memory lapsed, right? No. Huh. It's not getting helixed. I mean, it might, but that's fine. Boink. Pay for. Opponent? Do I want the Cerulean Drake? Let's attack and see what happens. Oh, no. Seriously? Oh, okay, okay, that's fine. Oh, a shark token? Sure. So in that case, we play SRAM. We put Sentinel's Eyes over here. There we go. Pretty strong. Could be Wrath of God here. I'm really hoping for a Dovin's Veto. Or Spell Pierce. Yep. That's fine. perfect. Uh, Spirit Dancer, play here and draw. Yeah, that's fine, that's fine. Let's see what happens here. Might be able to get a saw it coming. Cool. This goes here. That was actually a huge mistake. Can anybody tell me why that was a huge mistake and what I should have done differently? I'll give you a few seconds to type it out in the comments, assuming my opponent doesn't just do it here. That's pretty lucky. I should have played the Drake in case my opponent dropped the Teferi, so that I would do exactly what I was talking about between games. Although going back to 17 is really good here. Getting the lifelink down, I can now just not worry about paying 12 or 16 life to this thing to keep it around. That's obnoxious. A portable hole. Sure. Yeah. That's the one. No big deal. We play Cerulean Drake and Srammy Rammy. Do I have the cards to exile? I do. Put that here. We exile Sram and this one, I guess. Draw a doggy, that's cool. Annoying, but
every day.
I can deal with it.
No one is more prepared. Keep an open mind.
An Archmage's Charm. That's not very good. You go here. You go here.
This is overwhelming.
Pretty strong. Pretty strong. It's bounce. Oh, it's gain control of the dog, but whatever. I will sacrifice it. Sure. It's an instant, right? So I still have to send SRAM over at the Narset. It's okay. If I draw an Aura next turn, we're in pretty good shape. If the Cerulean Drake somehow dies, that's okay too. If he tucks our Cerulean Drake, I'm actually kind of happy.
I know my responsibility.
Kind of happy. Not that happy. Alright, SRAM gets tucked, sure.
Let's take it back.
Opponent can't cast Archmage's Charm though, so that's not great for him. Doink. Doink.
You are a mighty warrior.
Let me
I
know if
concede.
you're up for round 2.
We play this, we play the other dog. We play a tap land, and that's it. You just Archmage yourself? Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Because I don't have to play any more spells to win the game, but you definitely do, bub. Looking good for us here, though. Looking very good. The control matchup is so good for this deck. It's really just the Coco decks, though, like white-green. Anger of the Gods, okay. That goes there. Oh, yeah, unfortunately, that goes there. Maybe it was hoping that I would just forget. Vanguard go. This is pretty strong. Sure. Vanguard? Yeah. SRAM's on top.
I've practiced against many foes alike.
Yeah.
Put thoughtfulness before action.
We really, I guess we could have. Yeah, opponent gets to gain some life here. That's fine. Keep the cat alive. Opponent gains some life. Play another dog. Doink. Get as much damage on my opponent as I can.
So much commotion.
We'll hold these. Teferi is no good here. Doomscar is no good here. Anger of the Gods is no good here. Lightning Helix is okay. What have I played? 2 so far? On to that. That's fine. You gain 3 more life. Whatever. Is that a land? It's got to be a land, right? Everybody goes over there. Put pressure on my opponent. Enters tapped. I'll play the SRAM just because. Just because. Good game. Alright. Easy peasy. Gold 3. I don't know how. We've got some time left in the season, right? Does it run all the way to the end of the month, or is there another like weird middle split? I haven't paid attention at all. Oh, I was hoping I would get some packs. Oh wait, the store, did the store update itself? It did, so we can see the daily deals before we go. And then I've got a, ooh, that's kind of cool. And now I have to update the client. So say goodbye to Memory Lapse forever. Thanks for hanging out with us, everybody. We will see you tomorrow on Friday. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. I hope everybody had fun in the live premiere. That's super cool. I'm going to get uploading this right now so that later in the future, which for you is in the past, we can all have fun together. Thanks for supporting the channel. Again, to everybody, I know I say it every time, but I mean it every time. I wouldn't be making these videos if... Well, I would still make them if nobody watched them, but it's more fun when people watch them and enjoy them. So, we will see you all tomorrow. As always, I've been PB the Fox with the Ravnica Historical Society. You've all been awesome, and you probably didn't notice that I have my Invisaligns in. We'll see you tomorrow.